Hello and welcome to a special edition of Droppin Baums with me, Corey Baumeister. As always, with the lovely people here at TCGplayer.com. This week I'm trying something a little bit new. A little bit new and a flashback, so a little new with old here. I've done red-black in the past, but since I've done the video, I've learned so much about it. I 8-0'd a Mox tournament with it. I played it at the Pro Tour. I still think it's one of the most powerful decks, if not the best deck. So I really wanted to revisit it with kind of talking about the evolution of the deck. Talking about like really where it's went, where I've started with ideas, and show the transition that I've made over the last month and a half. And then show you my final list, and of course we'll get to some games. I'll write up a sideboard guide. All that stuff. So we'll start with the Mox list here. I got this list from one of Moldrifter's lists, popular Magic Online name, phenomenal player. Got this list from him, tried it out. I 5-0'd 2 leagues in a row. I'm like, okay, this deck seems insane. So I tried it, played the Mox, 8-0'd the Mox, so I felt very confident with this list. But there are definite obvious problems here that everyone has moved away from that maybe wasn't so obvious at the time. I'll start with the mana base. In Fear Deadlands, when you only have 8 other sources, is just wrong. There's just no way, it's not going to come up very often at all, and even when it does, it just wasn't very relevant. So this is one of the cards I cut pretty early on. The mana base is 24 lands, which I actually have steered towards just main decking the 25th land that's going to be in the sideboard, just because it comes in just about every matchup, literally almost every matchup except when you're on the draw against some of these aggressive decks. So I thought I might as well free up a sideboard slot and main deck it. But this is not the 25th land I want to have. Scavenging Grounds is one I had in the main as well. It's just a land that is not very effective right now. Scarab God is not dominating tournaments like it used to. There's not a lot of God Pharaoh's Gift, and drawing this Scavenging Grounds when you need to Chain Whirler on time is just a nightmare. So I ended up cutting that, and I'll show you my final list here, but that was definite cut. Bomat Courier is a card that's been getting a lot of talk lately about whether to cut it or not because it's so bad against Chain Whirler. And, I tested lists that cut it, and in the end, I just think it is an egregious mistake to cut that card. It's the most powerful 1-drop in the format right now. Half the time, that card is a 1-mana Lava Axe, plus you draw 5 cards off it. That is just the power level that a 1-mana creature should not possess, and I think it's just foolish to not play it, along with having the artifact implications here as well with Disintegration. So, although yes, I do side it out against Chain Whirler decks, and yes, I know that's a lot of the decks, it doesn't mean we shouldn't be playing the most powerful 1-drop. This card alone sways a match against Blue-White by 20%. Having this on turn 1... allows you to put more emphasis on your other cards that are going to actually kill them while they are trying to pay attention and make sure this Bomat doesn't draw you enough cards. While they're spending all their resources, dealing with Scroungers, Karizev, by the time the Bomat's actually getting to a scary amount of cards, you're dropping cards like Chandra and Hazoret, and then they have to make a choice, deal with the card that's going to immediately kill them or a card that's going to kill them in the long run. So it puts him in a tough spot. Soulscour Mage, I've never been impressed with this card. It does some cool stuff with Chain Whirler, but the deck just needs some more 1-drops if you expect to play Hazoret on time and attack with it. So I played 3 at the time. I have adjusted that number since. Earthshaker Kenra was a card that was in early on lists because it still has that late game power, and people just didn't realize how bad it actually is against these Chain Whirler decks. So I played him at the time. That's another card that I ended up cutting. I still see some lists out there that play it, but honestly, if you want to be an Earthshaker Kenra list, you should just be playing Mono Red, in my opinion. 2 Karizev, card's still phenomenal. Some people are playing 3. I just think it's wrong, we argued about playing 3 for a long time, And I have just been in so many situations where this card just doesn't get killed because it's somewhat hard to kill in the first place, and you just rot with another one in your hand when you just want to be progressing the board. So I like 2 here. 4 Scroungers, that's an obvious one all the time. I've been messing around with the Abrade, Lightning Strike, and Disintegration numbers, and I really like where I ended up, and I'll show you here in a second. 4 Chain Whirlers, this card is the format-defining card, It's arguably a bannable card, so, the fact is to not take advantage of this card while it's still around is just silly, in my opinion. 3 Unlicensed. It was pretty tough to cast off this mana base, so it was a little questionable here. 1 Pia. This is a card that Owen Turtenwald played 2 of in his top 4 Pro Tour deck. Oh, excuse me. And this is a card that I thought was actively very bad. It just ended up being a 3 mana, 2/2 bear that would, have your token die to Chain Whirler. But the more I play with it, and the more I actually cast it and actually, against red it's still pretty bad, but the more I play against non-red decks with this card, I forget how busted of a card this is. You can have such a threat going with 2 different things for 1 creature. So I have changed my opinion on Pia, and you'll notice in my new list we do have some updates with it. Played 4 Phoenix, 2 Chandra, 2 Hezarets, 2 Glorybringer as the top end. I think this was great for the tournament. It was a very wide open field still, and that's what that wide open field that we experienced the weekend of the mocks should have been the wide open field that we experienced at the Pro Tour, where everything is kind of different and there's new stuff still going on. But when the set gets released that late, you see what happened with this last Pro Tour. It becomes solved essentially. You find the best decks. It leaves little room for innovation, so hopefully they make that change coming up soon. The sideboard, I still had Angrath, a couple Karns. Release the Gremlins was one that I immediately cut after this tournament, even though it was insane. I ended up playing Mark Tobiashi, I can't remember how to pronounce it, and he was playing a mono blue Paradoxal Outcome deck, and I ramped into this games 2 and 3 with Chandra and did a release for 3 on Prisms and Inspiring Vantages, all that kind of good stuff, and it was a blowout. But other than that, it hasn't been that great. So this was the mocks list. We're going to move on to what we adopted for the Pro Tour list. Not a huge amount of change here. We got the mana base was the biggest change. Got that. What is that land called again? Yeah, Scavenging Ground. Got that Scavenging Grounds out of there because it was quite bad. Lowered the number on Soulscour mages because I wanted to be more aggressive. Changed the numbers with Lightning Strike. Added some Lightning Strikes here. At one point, I was at 2 Lightning Strikes and 3 Abrades and 2 Unlicensed, just because against blue-white, I was so sick of having so many dead cards. But Abrade is just so good against random metagames, random stuff that people are going to do at the Pro Tours. I decided to put it back up to 4. Another big change to this list was 2 Crashers here instead of Pias. Like I said, I was really down on Pia, and I didn't think it was a good card. And this was actually an addition that came, the last day before the Pro Tour. I did one last scan of all the black-red cards, and I looked at Crasher, and I'm like, oh my god, I kind of forgot about this card. This card is insane. And this card was unbelievable for me at the Pro Tour. It easily won me 2 or 3 matches on the first day. The second day didn't go so well for me, and nothing was really going to help that. But I think this card is great, and you'll see a little bit of entwining with the Pia and Crasher aspect of where I think this red-black deck should be. I had 2 Hezarets, 2 Chandras, and then 3 of each of our big guys here. I didn't like a bunch of Chandras because I felt like it is not very good in the red mirrors. So I kept it at 2. Got the third one for blue-white and stuff in the board. But this is really what I was focusing on for the red mirrors here. I cut the Earthshaker Kenras as well, so my only X1s were Beaumonts. which I agree with. You know, there were teams that completely cut all the X1s and just tried to be a hate out the mirror kind of deck. And then those were the decks that people were finding that they were losing to all these random things that people bring to Pro Tours. You know, green-black, you know, ramp, or even like blue-white, you know, the decks that you're not expecting as much. You just make your matchup so much worse for them. I was a huge fan of Glorybringer, and I even had the 4th copy in the sideboard for green-black. I just think it's like one of the most important cards. Even in the mirror on the play, I think it's insanely good. I do think I was a little overzealous playing the 4th. I think 3 is enough. We'll get to the sideboard here. Cards I didn't end up liking that much, I'm going to put over here. Eldritch Reborn wasn't great. The Hour of Glory wasn't very great either. Karn was good, but I don't think it was as big of a mirror breaker as I thought it was early on in testing. This was really for the mirror and an extra planeswalker for blue-white. And it got a couple cast outs pointed at it, you know, against blue-white during the Pro Tour, but it didn't do anything too insane. So I would put Karn in this category as well. These were kind of cards that were just very medium for me. And these were kind of their staples that were so good. I love this number right here of 3 Duress and 2 Doomfalls. I saw a lot of different lists, like Owen did 4 Duress, 1 Doomfall. I really think Doomfall is a phenomenal card against blue-white when you're looking to Doomfall them when they might have a settle, but they could also have Gearhulk settle. If you do that, they have no choice. Like, if you Duress them, they go, okay, settle to the graveyard, move to combat, Gearhulk, bring back settle. You know, like, that's not a way to get out of a settle trap. Doomfall is. Duress is a great card to sneak in your early creatures and protect your Bomat from seal away, but I really think these 5 are the correct number here. So we'll move on to the list that I think we should have now, which is kind of a collaboration of these lists and a collaboration of Owen's list. I really liked where Owen was going with a lot of his numbers, and I made a couple changes, but his was about the closest list that I thought was somewhat to perfect for right now. And things have changed, so there's definite time to make adjustments. The mana base is the same that I was using here. He put the 25th land in as well, which I think was very smart. 2 Soul Scours. I think that's what that's what I was playing at the Pro Tour as well. This is where the main thing you'll notice here is the removal package. I just want a 2-and-2 split with all 6 of these. I really think it's correct here because all these removal spells are so good in certain situations, but it's very rare that one of them is insanely better in one situation. I do have another Abrade and another Unlicensed to bring in. I do think Lightning Strike is the worst, but up against these control decks where you have dead cards, at least it's a finisher or a deal with Teferi card. So I really like the versatility of this list. One addition I was never playing was Heart of Kirin. I think Heart of Kirin is insanely good right now, and it's very good with Pia, and it's very good with Chandra. I lowered it from looking at Owen's list from 3 Heart of Kirins and 3 Chandras down to 2-and-2 because they're insane against control. But the control decks that we're seeing these days have turned a lot more into Guillaume Matanyang and Guillaume Wafatafa's Esper control list, where they're running 4 Vraska's Contempt, 4 Fatal Push, you know, like they're running a lot of cards that are very actively bad against these cards. It's not just Seal Away where you can sneak this Heart of Kirin through consistently. So I think the card has gotten significantly worse since that's become a deck that's on the rise. Gerard Fabiano played it to a top 4 finish at this Invitational last week as well. So the deck really is catching on. This is the thing I like the most. I took out, a Heart of Kirin and a Chandra because I don't feel they're as good. And I brought in the Crashers. Crasher's another aggressive element that attacks through tricky creatures, and it also just pressures control decks. So I really think it deserves a slot here. Still got those 2 Pias. Like I said, my mentality has changed on them, especially since Mono Red is everywhere right now, but it has had a decline because I think people just want to try other decks, and So I think it's still a card I side out in the red mirrors, but I think it does deserve its spot. 3 Hezarets here, up the number on those just because it's the best card, you know, like the curve is all lowered a lot more from my previous list, so Hezaret gets infinitely better. I still like Chandra. Having a Planeswalker in this deck is great. And Glorybringers here. One thing you'll notice is no Rekindling Phoenix in the main. That's because, like I said, those Guillaume decks that are running a bunch of Vraska's Contempts and blue-white, it's not a good card against. It's only really good in the aggressive red mirrors here. So I bring them in. I got 2 in the sideboard. I bring them in those matchups where I want to kind of slow down the game a little bit. But most of the time I'm transitioning into being a black-red, mono-red deck, if that makes sense. Like, I think mono-red has the best game ones right now, and sometimes it just has the best matchups. Like, I think mono-red is favored against black-red, but it's not favored against blue-white. And I think that this hybrid list right now makes me favored against the black-red mirrors because I'm more mono-red and I'm pretty aggressive here with Hezarets. And I think I'm still have a better matchup than most black-red decks do against blue-white. I'm really meeting in the middle where I could have a phenomenal matchup against black-red and a bad matchup against blue-white. Or I could kind of make my deck this half version of mono-red and red-black, and I feel I have a little favorable matches against both of them, but nothing extreme like up here. All right, we'll get to the sideboard here. Like I said, this 5 is my favorite here. I really love this combination of 3 Duress, 2 Doomfalls. 2 Chandra's Defeat, 2 Magma Sprays. The 3rd Chandra here, a couple Rekindling Phoenix. That big Glorybringer here, whenever I want to go big, I can still, throw these in here and really make the deck as big as possible. And then I got these other removal spells here. They're very good in certain situations. I'm still afraid of Godpharaoh's Gift coming back, so I want no less than 3 of Abrades. And against these green decks that are popping up, this is one of the best cards. Steel Leaf Champion can be a problem, and I really wanted a third way to just point at something and deal with it. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed a little flashback or a little history lesson of my past black-red adventures through the last month or so. I hope you stay tuned for the games, and let's see if this red-black beast still has some fight in it. Stay tuned. All right, and let's get to the games here. All right, so we are on the draw with a very mono-red-esque hand, but this is definitely keepable. Would like to draw a 2-drop here. Our opponent is on the mulligan. This Hazaret does not attack very fast, but that's okay. Alright, off to the races. Opponent keeps a card on top, and blue-white, eh? Bomat, hello! Exactly what we wanted. Now if we draw into a 2-drop 2, then I should never not play this deck for the rest of my life, because it just treats me so well. Alright. We're human, I guess. Alright, so we're going to play the land, attack here. Then we have 2 very powerful 4-drops coming in that are both have to be countered. Yeah, like I said, wish we have a follow-up play here. We'll just pass the turn. Hope we don't get sealed away. Hooray! Alright, now more than likely we're going to have this Chain Whirler get countered. We do have a Scrounger here that we might think about. Syncopate counters anything anyways, so right now I think it's just best to be as mana efficient as possible. So we're going to cast the Chain Whirler here. There is reason to think maybe we want to cast the Scrounger because it's going to be countered, but we could maybe Chandra tick up and Scrounger. The upside's just too high. We'll just let this Chain Whirler more than likely die. Yep. Alright, missed the 4th land drop. That's pretty big. So, now it's what we want to be countered least. Or what card we're okay with throwing away first. And I think the answer is Hazaret here. Well, regardless, we're going to attack first. This Bomat's getting big, so next turn we're going to just protect it and try to make it last here. So I think it's a close one. I really want Chandra to stay alive. I think there might even be a world where we just play Scrounger, but we still got too good of cards to cast. So I think right now we just go for Chandra, because then it's a must-counter threat, and maybe we'll be able to untap and play a Hazoret. And who knows, we could just, you know, hit the jackpot and it resolves. This is a really close one, though. I'm going to double think this. Our opponent has disallow. No matter what, they're going to counter whatever it is anyways. And with missing land drops, it's very likely that our opponent's just going to counter whatever we play. So what are we okay losing the most? If we play Hazoret, they're not that afraid of Hazoret right now. And then next turn, we play a land, discard something, and play something. Yeah, we can't even really realistically attack with it next turn. So I think it's really close. It's really close. I know it. I don't really want to do Scrounger right now. We're going to go for Chandra. Chandra resolves. Okay, we're going to tick up, play a Scrounger here. See where that takes us. Now I'm not really sure what we're more afraid of losing, the Chandra or the Bomat. And no seal away there is huge for us. If we get to untap with that Bomat, I don't think there's a way we lose this game. Yep. Writing was on the wall. Okay, so we're up against blue-white. Love this package against them. You got to be wary against... got to be wary against Lyra, so you can't be taking out all your removal, but I don't like Lightning Strike, and I don't like a Braid. I don't like Soul Scour Mage. 2 Unlicensed is okay, but we do have Doomfall for him as well, and some of them don't bring in any threat, so I kind of only like 1. We can bring in 1 more Glory Bringer. Rekindling Phoenix is not very good against them. This is the kind of the configuration I like here. Crasher's still fine. Pia's still very good. Chain Whirler's okay. Like, if anything, I could see a Chain Whirler coming out here. The fact that we have 2 Doomfalls plus a Disintegration for 4 possible Lyras or Gearhulks, I think that's enough. But I wouldn't be super opposed to having 1 more. Because our opponents could always go the more creature-ish plan. I don't think that's a good plan, but some people still do it, and you still got to be prepared for it. I really don't want to be super heavy on 3s here. Yeah, I think maybe we'll take out 1 Chain Whirler for 1 strike. Seems kind of random, but... yeah, I don't like that. We'll just keep it this way. Learn more about the deck, and if there's more creatures coming. If not, yeah, I like this list. Okay. I think this hand's okay. It's nothing great, but we're going to keep it. Alright. Now the real decision is to play Canyon Slough on 1 or not. We got 2 2-drops, so more than likely we're going to be able to play this on turn 3 if we don't draw lands. But if we keep drawing lands, we would regret playing this. So I'm going to not play the land. Oh, a Fetid Pools. Okay, well that makes a lot of sense if our opponent just didn't have their 3rd color. Transformational sideboard, baby? Okay. So I think we're going to lead with Heart of Kirin here. Definitely glad I left in at least one Disintegration, because Disintegration is actually good against all these all these Scarab Gods and stuff like that. Heart of Kirin is actually much worse against the Esper deck, though. So I probably would have considered taking that out. So now the real question is what we expect for the Scrounger to run into, or if we should Doomfall right away. I kind of like Doomfalling to be as mana efficient as possible, but then we don't get our aggressiveness in there. And we still have a Disintegration for Elira if it were to pop up later. So I am actually going to Doomfall, because next turn we could Scrounger plus Cycle. Alright, we're going to take a peek. Eat up a counter spell. Yeah, definitely didn't want our Scrounger to get syncopated, so I like this. Don't mind if a Doomfall gets syncopated, because we probably would have taken something like that anyways. Alright, Spyglass is going to shut down the Heart of Kirin, it looks like. Leaves us open to top deck a Chandra later and really punish them for that. Alright, Heart of Kirin is shut down. Pia. Pia's pretty good here. Yeah, I think we played that. Like it. We give our opponent the information of what we drew, but that's okay. Alright, 5 land here. Probably a Teferi. A Scarabian God. Yeah, that's not the greatest for us. We definitely would have liked to have that Doomfall now. But I think the play is going to be just attack for 1 and unlicense this at our end step so our opponent can't play it. It's a really big tempo swing here. There's also no creatures in the yard, so right now we don't really care about it. And we're okay with not getting 2 extra points of damage in. So we're going to do this. And we actually have a piece of artifacts that we can sack. Ooh, I almost have 6. That would have been bad. We can sack the Heart of Kirin to make sure that can't block 1 turn, which would be nice. This is not the best answer for a Scarab God, it's just unlicensing, but it is a big tempo swing that hopefully is enough. Now he can't play it next turn, and we'll be able to play it the turn after. But we are out of gas as well, and I think our opponent actually knows these 2 cards. I made a mistake playing the Mountain. Right, Scrounger hits the yard. That's unfortunate for us. Ooh, hello, Hazoret. Okay, yeah, let's hope they don't have the Essence Scatter for this, but this is huge. Hazoret. It's going to be a tough one for them to beat without another Vraska's Contempt. We'll attack, see if there's any blocks. So 5, 6, 7, that's 8. Putting them to 10. We could put them to 9 and then have lethal next turn. Let's do that. Soak in the damage. Now, a Torrential Gear Hulk into a Vraska's Contempt is bad, but yeah, that tempo swing that we put our opponent through with that Scarab God was so big. Yeah, it really caused us. We needed to draw something very nice like we did, but we put ourselves in a position where we were able to draw that. And I think that was a good tempo play. Like, that's why I'm not that afraid of Scarab God, and that's why I don't like Vraska's Contempt or something, because, like, A, you have Doomfalls, you know, which is nice at dealing with it. And then B, you have Disintegrations, which not only Lightning Bolt them, but the tempo swing is usually enough to just climb over the top of them. So, all right, stay tuned. We'll be back with round 2. All right, we're back with round 2. Let's hope this one goes as well as the first. This hand is close. This hand is about as close as it gets. We have a cycle land, and we have a great turn 1, turn 2 play, and we're on the draw. I'm going to keep this one. This is about as close as it gets, you know. Some people might mulligan this, some people might be right. But we'll give it a shot. I don't like mulliganing land heavy hands with a cycle just because you can draw into such great cards. Or you can draw lands, you know, so that's a problem too. Land heavy hands are definitely better on the play, but we'll see. If Bomat lives, it can always restart. So it looks like we got the good old mirror. Kari's Ev bricks our Bomat. Only for a turn, though. We'll be able to disintegrate it next turn. Yeah, Bomats are very bad against in the mirror anyways, so more than likely it's just going to die right now to a Chain Whirler. And blocks. Okay, well, we like that. Now all lands we don't like, but we're still going to kill this. Probably have our Bomat die. Has the Scrounger die. Okay. We're okay with that. Definitely rather it be that way. Another Kari's Ev. Ugh. Cycle here. Play a Heart of Kirin and pass. Look to cash in that Bomat next turn. We really want to cash it in before we see a Chain Whirler, but no fourth land. Okay, this Glorybringer is a huge draw, but we're not sure if we want to play it right now. Walking into an Unlicensed here seems pretty brutal for us. They don't play a lot of them too, though, so... Well, if we walk into an Unlicensed, at least we do still get to crew Heart of Kirin. So actually, I am going to play this. The upside's too high. Glorybringer. Can I attack? Nope. Well, at least I get a hit in with Heart of Kirin here. And then I can bring back Scrounger as well. So this is actually fine. And next turn we can cash in Bomat if it lives. Opponent is stuck on lands here. Heart of Kirin we are not afraid of. Okay, so another land here. I think we are going to... Maybe don't even want to cycle, but if we cycle, we can get a 3-mana creature or something like... Yeah, I think we still cycle. So we could get like a Chain Whirler, and then we don't have to bring our Scrounger back, keep that value for later. Or just a Scrounger is fine. So now we're going to crew, and we're going to cash in this Bomat. Yeah, do we cash in the Bomat here? I think so. Yeah. All right, cash that in. Another creature in the yard for our Scrounger. I believe we already played a land, so we'll ship it back. Not the best 3 cards there. But we do got our opponent on the ropes. Might have been correct to be able to bring a Scrounger back that turn since we had him on the ropes, but we'll see. Alright, Karizev getting in there. Ooh, hello, Hazoret. So we can go Hazoret and Chain Whirler here. That has got to be good. Down to 6. Yeah, he's only going to have 2 blockers. Soulscar Mage is going to go in front of Hazoret. Heart of Kirin will either go to Scrounger or Heart of Kirin. And then I don't really see a way they could get back from that. The other possibility is... Well... Could go Hazoret, discard a card, put him to 5. And then our opponent basically has to block Heart of Kirin and Hazoret, or the Chain Whirler will just finish him off. Kind of like that. Hazoret, discard. No, then I'm not attacking with Heart of Kirin and Scrounger, though. That's the problem. So to max out my damage... I have to go Chain Whirl or Hezret. And honestly, there's nothing that our opponent can do to get off Hezret, like unless they play main deck Vraska's Contempt. So this is likely going to be a very lethal attack. Or close enough, I should say. Alright, drop the chain. Attack with everything. Now our opponent is either going to 3 or 2. I don't think I have to fear dying on the crackback too badly. Alright, goes down to 3. Yeah, I was going to say, putting themselves down to 2 with Hezret untapping and discarding is pretty bad, but I can just discard 2 cards here, so it's pretty unlikely that our opponent can get out of this with only 3 lands. Alright, on to game 2. Going to be on the draw against Red-Black. So I really like defeats. I really like Magma Sprays. I'm not a big fan of Chandras or Heart of Kirans. They kind of go best together. Bomats are obvious takeouts. Glorybringer's great. Phoenixes are great. We might revisit the Chandra Heart of Kiran thing. This is just where my brain's going immediately here. With taking Heart out, Pia is bad in the mirror and gets worse without Heart in the deck. Crasher on the draw isn't great either. I do tend to like to side more on the side of max removal here. And we got 2 more spots. I have brought in stuff like Duress, Doomfalls, but I still think it's probably best to at least keep one of those and a couple of Chandras. Chandras can still get annoying for them. I see points for keeping Doomfall to deal with Hezret or Phoenix, and that could be correct. I like Unlicensed because it deals with Glorybringer, and that's basically the only thing next to Chandra's defeat, but they aren't great. Same with Lightning Strikes, and same with the Braids are just not great either. The only removal spells I love are Magma Spray and Chandra's defeat. It's always a kind of a guessing game of where you think they're going to go with it, so you have to adapt. If they stay super aggressive, you know, you want to go the opposite. And like there's even worlds where you take out Scroungers. So I think maybe on the draw, I'm going to see what it looks like just having max removal. Looks pretty clunky to me. I don't like it. I like one of those. Kind of like this here. One Heart of Kiran is so random, but drawing 1 is fine. You just never want that second one. But it's also pretty bad on the draw. We're going to try that. Keep a couple Chandras. They can be good when you have this much removal to help you get back into the game. And Chandra tick down when you have a Soulscar Mage on like a Hezret or something is still pretty relevant. Alright, game 2. I'm guessing I'm going to be on the draw. But I did test significantly against Seth when we were playing it like, I don't know, 8 hours of mirrors one day trying to figure that out. I was trying to be on the draw and have the most defensive plan ever with Karns and Eldritch Reborns and stuff, and it was cute. It was cute, and I won some games, but being the first one to stick your Karn or, you know, get your Hezret down, it was too important. It was pretty wrong. But it was fun to try. Okay, we got lands, we got stuff. We'll keep it. Don't have any removal. That's the only problem with this hand. And not having black, but that's okay. We don't have that many black cards in. I believe 4. 2 Unlicensed, 2 Doomfalls. Definitely not a mulligan. right. Soul Scour Mage. All right, now we at least got a 2, 3, 4. And we really got a good curve here if we even draw one more land within the next turn, you know? It's always good when you go rare into mythic into rare. It's pretty much all mono red is these days, just rares and mythics. It's such a weird feeling when your mono red deck becomes a Jund deck. Okay, Heart of Kirin keeps that in. Interesting. Chandra's Defeat is a pretty good one for future references. Kari's Ev comes down for us. We really don't want to see a Scrounger is probably the worst play for us right now because we can't kill it. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a turn off from taking a hit from that Heart of Kirin. Sweet. Sweet, we'll take that. Alright, we'll get our chain on. The problem with Heart of Kirin is it's really not good against Rekindling Phoenixes, and people have that card, you know, like, I mean, my list probably has, like, the lower amount of Rekindling Phoenixes. Just artifact crazy. Glad I left in all my braids. Oh yeah, can crew all the way up. That's right. Take 4. Doomfall. Not a great draw since I can't really cast it right now. I don't think there's a reason to not attack with Chain Whirler. And we're going to play a Phoenix. No, I mean, like, I guess Doomfall doesn't take care of it right now, but attacking and then Chain Whirling or something would have been bad for us, but no such case. Looks like we're going to play this. And I think we actually want to attack with the Phoenix here, because we want our opponent to block, and then we can Chain Whirler it. I kind of like that, and I kind of like not getting aggressive. Because we can attack with Chain Whirler as well, because our opponent could just block Harvester to Chain Whirler, and then we look kind of silly. But I do like getting aggressive here. More than likely our opponent is stuck on like a Glorybringer or something, so we can really mess with that play. Because next turn, if I attack with just Phoenix, more than likely they just take it, go to 12. Play Chain Whirler, put them to 11. And then they can attack back with Harvester, go to 14, I go to 9. Maybe I get a Chandra's Defeat. And then I have 6, 10, 14. I have 14 damage coming back the other way. So my opponent would be at 1 if they did that Harvester play. 1 is not 0, though, so that's... but I don't think I would be facing lethal the turn after. So I think we are going to attack here. Might be a little bold, but... Our opponent is what we call vehicle flooded. And the interesting thing, our opponent played that 5th land. Played this Canyon Sluice, so... Pretty sure that our opponent's holding a Glorybringer, and we can just blow them out with this defeat when we only leave 1 mana open. I think this really could be a decent turn. Opponent takes 4. Gonna play a Chain Whirler. Now, I mean, if I was them, I'd be like, well, this is either a very sneaky and cleverly disguised Chandra's Defeat, or I'm going to blow them out. And, you know, that's... Yeah, but then again, playing Chandra's Defeat allows them to crew in response. So it's not insanely great. So if I Chandra's Defeat now, I take 7. Take 7 and my opponent goes to 14. And I attack back for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I did my math wrong. Yeah, I have Xaxes on the way back. Okay, well, duh. I don't go like this. Unless my opponent also has a Chandra's Defeat, then I'm pretty screwed, but I get to Glorybringer and kill the mage, so they'd have to have a creature and the Chandra's Defeat. So yeah, 6, 10, 14. Okay. We are going for it. Because we'll know at beginning of combat if we win or not. Yep. Deal with that. There we go. Yep, that's worth going for because they would have Chandra's Defeat the Glorybringer at beginning of combat. And then we just attack for 6, leave the Phoenix back, and then we're not in great shape after that. But yeah, that's I think our opponent went in a direction that I've went before, but I think it's bad. We didn't actually have any answers for their artifacts, but they still just weren't good. You know, I don't think bringing in Harvesters and doing the whole Heart thing. I think Harvester's better than Heart, but I really think Heart is pretty bad in this matchup. But anyway, stick around for our third round. Alrighty, round 3 hype. Let's do this. Did not win the die roll for a third time. Are you kidding me? Alright, but our opponent mulliganed and we have not mulliganed yet. So I guess that's how we get repaid in justice, huh? Alright, so our opponent mulled to 6. Keeps the hand. And scries to the bottom. Our hand is great. Our hand looks very nice right now. It's a little bit of everything, which kind of this list is all about. And we got a mountain turn 1. An ugly mountain, may I add. Have you seen these? They're cheap. They're like 8 cents. Everybody should buy them. They're not 8 cents in real life. I also play with these in real life, but they're like 10 bucks a piece. I may or may not have spent over $300 on basic land, so that's pretty high maintenance of me, I have to say, but what can you do? Okay, so we got a Karizev. So I think here we want to play it a little defensively and just get rid of it. We're on the draw. We're trying to protect our life total. Now we want to see 3 Bomats. Or an Earthshaker Kenra. Something where we can use our Chain Whirler would be nice. Oh, that's something. Alright, and then we draw the Bomat for justice. Bomat's still not bad in this matchup. I mean, it's definitely not good. It's still very bad, but you just got to time it better. Like, use it as a late game spell when you're out of cards and they have to deal with other stuff, and you can maybe draw 2 cards or something, you know? I mean, it's not fantastic by any means, but... Alright. Rekindling Phoenix is for sure a problem, but it's pretty hard to block a Chain Whirler here, so we're going to get on in there. Alright, now we have the choice to unlicense during their turn or just play Pia and Bomat maybe. Pia and Bomat really sets us up for a bad Chain Whirler. I don't know if we really have a choice right now. Don't have any way to deal with the Phoenix unless we draw a land, but that's pretty risky to unlicense it without a for sure way to deal with it. So I think we'll just play a Pia. Just a Pia for now. That's enough of an incentive to play a Chain Whirler. Why get extra blown out when it also has haste? We're not really going to block with it. Another Phoenix or something would be very bad news for us. So we just don't have a fast enough clock right now to be able to race the birds, but... Okay, I'll take that. Fall to 16. Just not another one. That's not another one. But that could be a Chain Whirler. That would be very bad. Hooray! That's not off the chain. Okay, now we get to have a turn here. Maybe top deck a land. Not the one I was intending. But now this does set us up for the play next turn to unlicense this and then Glorybringer it. which is not bad. Now I think I want to send the team. So that's a lot of damage. I'd be attacking for 6. Our opponent would probably block Pia to Pia. Take 4. Go to 12. I'd unlicense them down to 9. And then I'd have 4 power. Then I would have 5 power in play with a Glorybringer coming down. So technically I can present lethal by attacking with the team and the Pia dying by Exacxes. Yep, I think that's enough of a reason for me. There's a window where I can win the game next turn if my opponent attacks out, which more than likely they would because all these creatures like to be turned sideways. I anticipate a Pia block here, but okay. As I expected. Now we're really afraid of a Chain Whirler again, but we know that that one card is not a Chain Whirler. It's probably a Glorybringer, to be honest. They would have played Chain Whirler last turn instead of the Scrounger for sure. So unless they draw it. But now we also have the Unlicense for the Glorybringer, just in case it is. But if not, we're just going to Unlicense this for Kindling Phoenix. Interesting. Tax for 7. Now I think we just take this. Because then we can unlicense the Soulscour Mage, and whatever our opponent plays as a blocker, then we can just slam through. This is definitely a riskier line, but these mirror matches are about swings. But yeah, if our opponent has an unlicensed or something, we're dead regardless if our opponent has an unlicensed, because then we can't kill the token. So yeah, we're just going to take this. All right. Yeah, this definitely scares me. It's an ominous 4 mana, that's for sure. So if we play Glorybringer and it gets unlicensed, we're threatened by lethal the next turn. But we could leave some attackers back. Could leave the Thopter token back. Then we would go to 3 with the Scrounger and die to a lot of things. So that might not be the best. But I don't... Yeah, I don't like this situation we're in. But if we unlicensed the Phoenix, we would have saved life, but that's about it. Well, I think we play Glorybringer and go to combat and see what happens, but... So our opponent could just be stuck on mono Glorybringers here. Yep, unlicensed. Okay, that's bad. Now, we got to decide how we can win the game next turn and also not lose. We can't beat the inevitability of a Phoenix, so that's bad. So we for sure attack with this. If they have a Glorybringer, we're dead regardless, so we can't play around that card. We can play around... Unlicensed kills us no matter what as well, unless we literally leave everything back. But then we're not winning this game, so we have to just imagine that we're dead to Unlicensed and we're dead to Glorybringer. Can't play around those cards, it doesn't matter. But we can play around like a Hazoret, I guess. I really think we can only play around a brick. Only playing around a brick is this. And we just block the Phoenix. This plays around Hazoret, Lightning Strike, Chandra. Leaving this back plays around a lot more, but I don't see us winning the game that way. It's even going to be tough to win the game this way by attacking like this. Like, even a Chandra tick down on Chain Whirler is enough to just leave me with one power attacking back. Like, I don't have a top deck that can win the game. I think this is the only way to win the game is by attacking like this. It's definitely not pretty, but we're going for it. 2 Glorybringers in hand, no 5th land. That's what we're hoping for. Oh, that's a brick. Now, if our opponent has nothing, they still send the Scrounger, and I think we have to take it and hope we top deck a Lightning Strike or something. I think it's safe to say we're not dead right now, or our opponent wouldn't be pausing this long. Because if we take it, then we're dead to Lightning Strike, but we're already dead to Lightning Strike. So there's no reason to play around that card. Yep, just attacking with the Scrounger. No reason to block that, because like I said, Lightning Strike would have just killed us. So we're going to go for the win. And we actually have 3 draws to do it, because we can get the Beaumont here. Heart of Kirin. Okay, that might make things a little difficult. Lightning Strike. That's not a Lightning Strike. Well, I think our only hope I think our only hope is to just attack with everything, lose Chain Whirler to Heart of Kirin or the Phoenix. And just hope to top deck. We already used a Lightning Strike and an Unlicensed, so we only have 1 of each of those. I don't see a better avenue to winning this game. If they untap, we are likely... Oh, we're dead. We're dead on board if we let them attack, so there's no choice but to go for it. And these 2 cards do not help us, so we're just going to discard them. Go for the gold. It's been a weird game, but... a game where we at least put ourselves in a position to be able to top deck this turn. You know, if we didn't attack with Chain Whirler the last turn, our opponent gets to attack with both. They're at 8 instead of 5. Like, what are we going to do then, you know? Now our opponent has a tough decision to make here, and I actually think they're just going to block with Phoenix to Chain Whirler. Because if our opponent goes Crew and we have an Abrade, the game's over. But if our opponent just goes to block, then they still get the Phoenix back as long as we don't have another Chain Whirler. But that gives us another out to stay alive if we do have Chain Whirler. No, because the Heart of Kirin would still fly over. Okay. So first strike damage resolves. Regular damage. Now I don't think there's actually any problem with playing Soul Scour Mage, Because if we draw on a Braid, then we could maybe stay alive by blocking as well. So yeah, we'll play this. We'll sack Bomat. That will not do it. As long as our opponent goes for the correct attack, we cannot win. But if our opponent only attacks with one of the flyers, then we can block and stay alive through the turn, but our opponent has one attack that will finish us off no matter what. We tried. That was a close game. Rekindling Phoenix is very good in the mirror, you know. This is where it shines. This is really the only matchup where I like it, though. Our opponent should come to the same kind of conclusions that we came to. Like, if I had a Lightning Strike, they'd be dead. If I had an Abrade, you know, I'm still dead if they make the right attack. You know, I mean, there's nothing from my side that can actually save me if my opponent just cruised Scrounger to Heart of Kirin and attacked. That's the game. But if our opponent chooses to... Oh, my. Oh, my. I'm alive. Huh. That was silly. They forgot I have a Scrounger. Okay. I guess I did discard it, so maybe that was a little sneaky. Wow, that was a huge error on our opponent's part. Now I think we just win. Maybe not just win. Yeah, one blocker. No, our opponent has to sacrifice Bomat to try to win the game. I did not think we'd be in this situation. Yep, that was a gift. That was what we call a gift. And gives us a chance to draw Lightning Strike before. Wow, this is loose. Alright, we'll play a Pia. Make it so this token can't block for funsies. Can't block. Now we'll attack with everything, and our opponent has to have an unlicensed or a shock or a lightning strike underneath that Bomat there, or our opponent just handed us this game. Yeah, only need these two, but it doesn't really matter, so... Our opponent doesn't have a Scrounger. Yeah, our opponent just did not see the fact that we had a Scrounger in our graveyard. That was probably what was holding them back. There would be no justice in this world if our opponent just lightning striked us now. No justice. I guess we didn't really deserve this game anyways, but that should not have been our game, that's for sure. Alrighty. Sweet. Alright, in the mirror on the draw. We already sideboarded for this once. I think I'm going to keep it pretty similar. I don't like Heart of Kirin's. I don't like Dr. Beaumont. I don't like Lightning Strike. I do like a Braid. Magma Spray. Chandra's Defeats. I do kind of like a Lightning Strike there. I like 4 2-mana removals. Yeah, this leaves in Crasher and Pia, which I don't like. I'd rather have Doomfall on the draw. I think Pia is the worst of them. Crasher can attack through Phoenix, and that's actually pretty sweet. It's still not great. And if we go as much removal as possible, Chandra is actually decent. I know a few people that take out Scroungers, but you just really can't with your to keep your curve good. And it's still nice to have late game recursion because they don't usually bring in Magma Spray on the play. So Scrounger, ironically, is actually better on the draw in my opinion. I kind of like this. Yeah, we're going to try that. All right. Well, we were given a gift. Let's try not to not use it correctly and win this game. This sounds fine. Nice reactive hand. Our opponent mulliganed to 6 cards. Kept and put a card on the bottom. Oh, we definitely need lands for this hand to be playable. Not Chandra's. That's about the opposite of what I wanted right there. Heart of Kirin. That's okay. Got the mountain. We'll say go. Wait for our opponent to try to use that Heart of Kirin. And send it packing. A Scrounger. We're definitely going to braid the heart here. Hopefully draw a Magma Spray to for sure deal with that Scrounger, but we might just end up abrading that as well. It's never too bad to spend early removal on Scroungers because they take time to come back. Alright. I think we'd rather play a Karizev here. Now we're definitely afraid of a Chandra. We can defeat it, but it gains so much value on us if we do that. We're going to take 3 happily. And a Chain Whirler. Okay. Alright, we got a land here. I think we're going to abrade this Chain Whirler. We're going to get that out of there, attack with this. Scrounger's annoying right now, but we don't have a clean answer for it, so 4 mana is scary. Can be a lot of dangerous plays. Phoenix, Hazoret, even a Chandra right now are very good. Alright. Well, now we have the option to Chandra's defeat it and then Chandra it. There's a lot of resources we're spending on this. I think that's not the best play. If we had like a Chain Whirler, then I think it's better, but for now I think we probably are just going to end up playing a Phoenix here. Just because we can't protect Chandra right now and we would just die to his Scrounger. Alright, well, we got a land to at least be able to protect Phoenix a little bit here. And we don't really want to attack. I mean, I guess we're not blocking with it, so we might as well get in a damage, but that's not great. Didn't block with the Phoenix. That is another mistake. There's no reason not to. And we're definitely afraid of, you know, Chandra's defeat into Chain Whirler or something. But we're willing to take that chance. Okay. We're going to get our token. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now we're left to kind of do the same. Take 3. Chain Whirler. Ooh, that was a good draw. That was a really good draw. Oh, yeah. Chandra, tick up. Chain Whirler. That was insane. Okay. So now, I probably just want to hold everything back. and just protect this as much as possible. We'll even chump block with Karizev if need be, because leaving loyalty on Chandra allows us to kill a creature or keep the engine going. And we might be able to stabilize here. If our opponent attacks in with both, we might just go Chain Whirler to Scrounger. If it's both at Chandra. Maybe not. I think we'd rather have Chandra be able to tick down and kill Chain Whirler than have a Karizev. Especially with the Hazoret having a finisher in our hand. Whoa, that's not good. Oh well. Both going there. Yep, we'll block. We'll hope this Phoenix is enough. Really want like a Magma Spray to be revealed here. Can't play both, so we're just going to exile the top. Chain Whirler. Really not what we want right now. It's pretty clear that our Chandra is going to die. Now I think we really just want to play a defensive Hazoret. Defensive Phoenix is okay as well, but not as good. Yeah, we're going to play a defensive Hazoret here. Force our opponent to lose a Chain Whirler to kill the Chandra. And then we can maybe start turning the tables with Hazoret. That Hour of Glory was nice. But it'd be also very bad on our Hazoret right now, so we'll see. Probably shouldn't F6 to make it clear that I do not have a Chandra's defeat. We'll take the free creature. The Chandra, didn't do much here, but it distracted our opponent for a turn or two and then allowed us to eat a Chain Whirler, but it also meant we chump blocked once, so it was okay. Okay, so I kind of like going Phoenix, attack with Hazoret, because then we're not really dead to anything. Yeah, not even dead to a Glorybringer, not dead to an Unlicensed. So, and then we're actually threatening lethal. Alright, now we're putting the gears on. Next turn we could attack again. And then play a Chain Whirler or discard a card or whatever. Plus Phoenix will come back and block. So we're afraid of like double Unlicensed. Or I mean double Lightning Strike, but can't really play around that with only having one card. Down to 6. Land. Defensive Glorybringer maybe? Probably just conceding. I can't think of one card that it could be except Vraska's Contempt. But who would play that? Guess Vraska's Contempt I just lose. Unless I play Chain Whirler, then Vraska's Contempt doesn't kill me. Yep, I guess that's good enough reason for me. Well, I could cycle first. Why not? Drop the chain, see what happens. Vraska's Contempt would put our opponent to 3 still, but I think this should be game. Yep, that'll do it. That will do it. Okay, well, I think since this is a special edition of Droppin Bombs where I'm doing some flashbacks, I think we might do more than 3 matches, so stay tuned for the next match. All right, and welcome to our 4th match here. We finally won a die roll. We haven't lost yet, but we won our first die roll. This could be a bad omen, right? All right, so we would like to go first. A little bit of an awkward hand here, but with even one more land, this hand is great. So I am going to keep this. Everything's delayed a little bit with all these tap lands. So that is a problem, but we're gonna keep it. So we still have a play next turn, even if we don't draw an untap land. And then we have a couple plays from there on out. So Frisky Ninja 94. And if we can drop all our land drops and get a timely Hezeret down, this should be a quick game depending on the matchup. Our opponent is deep in the tank in main phase 1. I mean, so far this deck has felt great. Black-Red is not a list that I have been actively testing because it's always my safety net that I can fall back on and do, decent with it. I've been exploring other options for GP Pittsburgh. That's the newest testing that I've been in. And we'll see what becomes the best deck and what I end up playing. But ooh, hello. So now, I actually think our best play is still Soulscar Mage and the Canyon Slough here. Yeah, we're going to do that. But we have that third land for later, which is important. Heart of Kieran is not that good in the mirror anyways, which I assume this is. Alright. Soulscar Mage of their own. A Chain Whirler would be great. That's not a Chain Whirler. None of our plays are super exciting right now. Crash or attack, no exert, I think is the one I like the most. Even that is not great. I think that is our best play. We're okay with a double block here. All right, ship it back. Just attacking for 1. Yeah, we're not willing to let our Crasher get abraded and then the Soulscar Mage dies as well. That's not very good. Okay, Soulscar Mage plus a Heart of Kieran is not a bad play here. Also have the Lightning Strike if we think we would want that, which I don't think we do. So we are just going to play Heart of Kieran right away and then get in an attack here for more than likely only 2. I'm anticipating this Crasher is going to die. Attack like that. Unlicensed. Yep. Alright, we'll take 3, they'll take 2. Play another Soulscar Mage. Be on with our day. Now if we get our 4th land, we still can't cast Hezeret. Well, we can cast it, but we can't attack with it. But it can crew Heart of Kieran. So that's not nothing, but all right, we'll take the 1 again. Tie game. Neither of us have that impressive of creatures right now, so it's not like we want to jump to kill them. Opponent leaving up mana to probably unlicense again. Ooh, a Chain Whirler, on the other hand, is a phenomenal creature. We're going to drop the Chain. Now, even if our opponent has unlicensed, they don't get the value out of it. So we're going to attack all out. Kind of hope our Heart of Kieran dies just because we have that extra one. Now we're going full aggressive because we are definitely in the driver's seat. That was a fantastic draw. All right, a Braid is fine with us. Now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 points of damage next to... Ooh, if we draw land, we have 12 points on board because we can play Heart of Kieran and Lightning Strike. So we can present lethal if we draw land. A Bomat. A Bomat actually is exactly lethal as well, but I don't anticipate this Bomat attack is going to work out that well. But I don't think it's a terrible idea. If we go Bomat and Heart of Kieran and attack, our opponent could easily Abrade Chain Whirler and then eat the Bomat for free. We got to anticipate our opponent has some kind of removal. They just drew their 4th land, so I would imagine this Chain Whirler is not long for this world. So I kind of like Heart of Kieran. Heart of Kieran and Lightning Strike is 9 damage. Oh, we can't do both. Yeah, that would be great, but... So if our Chain Whirler gets abraded and their Soulscar Mage blocks the Bomat and we play a Heart of Kieran, our opponent takes 4 down to 7. And then we're not sitting in the best of spots. So I really don't like attacking with Bomat here. Kind of like just playing at second main phase. Kinsey just moving to combat and lightning striking their face after they block with Soulscar Mage and Abrade. Then we at least get it off the board, but yeah, this is a close one. This is a really close play. I kind of do like just throwing away Bomat to get in more damage because it's really not going to do anything anyways. It's either play it and attack, and if they don't have a Braid or Lightning Strike, then I win the game no matter what. Then it's already over. So, but if they do have it, the worst is I just lose a Bomat, and then if I top deck a land, Hazoret gets in there. Doesn't feel great either. I don't think there's a reason to give my opponent a free block right now, so I'm just going to do the Heart of Kieran post-combat Bomat. Sorry about the long wait there. It's a complicated decision. All right, play the Heart of Kieran. Move to combat. Get on in there. Here comes that Abrade. Yep. So the only thing I would have accomplished is I would have a Bomat in the graveyard with this play. Like, maybe our opponent chumps, and then it would be a little different. But nope. Yep. The only difference is my Bomat would be in the graveyard instead of in play. So that was definitely the right line. And we still want to play it because if we top deck a land, we can play Hazoret. So now we just want it out of our hand for Hazoret's sake. All right, yep, cool, take him 3. Another Soul Scour. Probably looking to kill this Heart of Kieran. Okay. So now we can cast Hazoret. It's probably the safest play. Like, we could go Hazoret, crew Heart of Kieran, and attack with both. Doesn't seem great to me. We could Lightning Strike our opponent's face down to 4. Crew Heart of Kieran. No, then Unlicensed still kind of messes with us. I kind of like crewing Heart of Kieran Going to attack with it. If our opponent unlicensed, we just lightning strike the Scrounger. So that we don't take the 3 damage. Because if we just play Hazoret, attack with Heart of Kiran and Hazoret, and our opponent unlicensed the Heart of Kiran and then takes 5 down to 2, then we're at 8 with 3, 4... Like, then we're dead to a lot of stuff on the crackback. So I think it might just be correct to just play Hazoret and attack with it and not mess around with anything else. Not put our Heart of Kiran in unlicensed way. I think that seems pretty safe. So then our opponent could play a land, Glorybringer. We'd be at 8. It'd attack us to 4, killing one of these things. And this would be dead from unlicensed. And then we'd block here. And we'd take 5. Yeah, I think that's the only way that we just for sure don't die next turn. Which I think is the best play. So we're just going to attack with Hazoret. Accept the 1 chump block. Okay. Didn't even have it. Okay, well, maybe we played a little scared there. Now, if our opponent goes to attack with Scrounger, I think we just crew up Heart of Kiran and see what they do. Or could double block with Soul Scour Mages, but I think that seems worse. We might have played that a little too defensively, but I think it's going to be tough for us to lose the game here. Alright. I think we crew Heart. We could be walking into a Chain Whirler, which would kill Heart, Bomat, make these tiny, make this down to 4. Even if it's down to a 4, we can still attack and probably win the game with it. I think we're going to crew, because we could actually lose the game by just taking it. Maybe did have the unlicensed, huh? Okay. Yep, we'll take it. Now, I don't know how you're going to be able to stop this next turn, my friend. 2 land. Oh, we're going to find out right now. Cut. Ooh, yeah. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Okay, well, I think that wins, right? Unlicensed this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well, drew our way out of that one. Boom. Thank you, Beaumont, for sticking around. That was a good game. That was a really good game. Sorry for 3 mirrors in a row here, folks. You know, that's just kind of the nature of Standard right now, unfortunately. But we're going to learn to play this mirror correctly. All right. So I think we're going to do it very similar. So we've been on the draw every single time. Humble brags. Pia, Beaumont. Hated Heart of Kiran. Even in that game, like, it just felt so awkward the whole time. Chandra did feel quite bad even when I drew 1 copy. Kind of like keeping it like this. This is different. We cut a lightning strike for a 1 of Chandra before on the draw. And I kind of like that, but Chandra just is not great. But there is times where it can be super good. So I think it's better than a lightning strike, because lightning strike is quite poor. Crasher also not great on the draw. Could see a world where we take out both Crashers and bring in 2 removal here. Just max out on removal here. And I think if we max out on removal, I actually like 2 Chandras. Yeah, I kind of like this if we're maxing out on removal. We'll try it. Like I said, Chandra can be very bad in certain situations. Okay, on the draw, this hand is fine. Both players keep. Off to the races. Mountain. Soul Scour. Alright, top decked a good one there. Summit's a very good draw. Alright, don't want to see a Scrounger here. Now we have a tough choice if we play Karizev or hold up in a Braid or a Cycle. And honestly, more than likely, we're just walking into a removal here, so I'm not going to play Karizev. Wait for a more opportune time. Plus, I would like to counter or kill, you know, a creature that would have some relevance. The Spire of Industry might be preventing a Chain Whirler from hitting there, which we kind of wanted to see a Chain Whirler. Alright. Yep. Now we don't have really a choice. Play a Chain Whirler. Next turn we could go Karizev and a Braid. Chain Whirler's just going to die. Wow, okay, well, we made a mistake then. We should have played Karizev last turn. We could be gaining the aggressive. Yeah, now we're actually set up quite badly for a Chandra. That's not a big deal. Okay. Yep, now we'll get on in there for 3. Opponent might have a Chandra's Defeat here. Decides to take it. Alright, now we're going to play a Karizev, hold open a Braid, and hopefully we can set up a good Glorybringer turn. Alright, probably doesn't have the Chandra's Defeat, otherwise that would have been a decent turn to try it. Ooh, maybe I should have destroyed that Scrounger so that Spire of Industry wasn't on. Yeah, that might have been loose. That might have been loose. Well, I think we are going to abrade the Scrounger now, but yeah, that wasn't the best play. Yeah, going to prevent 6 damage, but with this abrade. Opponent attacks. Did not want another land. Now, to exert or not is the real question. I'm kind of leaning on not, because I don't really care about that mage, and I don't want the Scrounger to come back. Plus, our opponent doesn't have black. So right now, we're just going to get in there for 7. Kind of out of gas, so we need this plan to work anyways. Ruh-roh. Red, a cut. Okay, well, had the answer for it regardless. So now I wish we would have exerted, but meh. A Phoenix is a great draw. What would our opponent be trying to do by not attack? A Magma Spray, I guess? Yeah, whatever. We're still going to attack and just abrade it if they use a removal spell. We are not afraid. Okay, opponent goes to 5. And we'll drop this beautiful bird. No play. A Phoenix. Okay. Now, if we abrade the Phoenix, Phoenix is forced to block, or the token is forced to block or go to 1. Now, if we have an artifact, the game's over. Another Phoenix is probably just going to do it. So our opponent can only block a ground creature here. So our opponent's going to 1, but a Phoenix is coming back. But we're also adding a Phoenix, so yeah, we're just going to let the Phoenix come back, sadly. The abrade was just to make sure our Phoenix didn't die. And now we can just disintegrate the Phoenix next turn with no chance of us dying. So this should be a locked up 4-0 here. Both Phoenixes. You know, maybe this card is so good in this matchup that maybe we want a third. Like, I could see it being correct, but I don't know. When you draw both of them anyways, why do you need more? Yeah, that's why I hate this land. It's so bad post-board in the black-red mirrors because you take out Beaumonts, you take out Pias, you know, you don't have ways to make it good. Yeah, and the Scrounger is not going to help that as well. Scrounger turns on the Scrounger. All right, and we take it down. Well, we can't just stop 4-0, 4-0, 8-0 before we try to get this trophy, right? Like, I mean, 4-0, 8-0, we have to play for the trophy on camera, right? I'll see you around for our trophy match next round. All right, and we're back for our 5th final round and trophy round here. Ooh, this hand is not a good one. One lander on the draw, can't even cast stuff right away. We do have 3 2-drops. So if there was a mountain on top, this hand is actually pretty decent. Decent, but not great. This would be a risky one. I don't think it's a complete auto snap. I mean, on the play, it's a snap mulligan, but on the draw, we got 2 turns to find a land, and then we have a bunch of plays. Our opponent is going first and snap kept. I don't know, it could be crazy for wanting to keep this. It could easily be crazy, but I do want to keep this. I mean, if we make it to 2 lands, then we have 3 additional turns to draw 1 more land and our entire hand is turned on. I'm going to keep it. You know, you guys can scrutinize me when I don't hit my second land drop here, but I think this is a close one, and sometimes you got to feel your gut, you know? Or we're going to be quickly going to sideboarding here. All right, mountain, right there. Ooh! Exactly 1 turn to draw it now. All right, well, this is a loose one. Okay, well, oops. Oops, and I still could have played a 1-drop. All right, well, this was super loose. Huh. Okay, that was quite terrible. Got so shadowed that I didn't hit the second land that I forgot I still had to play. This is some impressive trophy magic, right? Yeah, we got greedy. We got greedy, and it did not pay off. I do have the 25th land in the main, you know, so makes it that little percentage better. All right, we can safely pack this game up. All right, so we're on the play against Mono Red. So he's still pretty similar. Phoenixes are still good. Glorybringers are good. You want a little less spot removal on the play because you want to try to actually be finishing games. I really like Crashers on the play, so we're going to keep all of those. I think we'll bring in an Abrade, take out the Lightning Strikes. I do like Chandra's on the play, which means Hardikiran's a little better, but I still don't like him a lot. For sure take one of them out. Yeah, we'll leave in 1, 2 Chandras and 4 direct damage spells. Okay, we'll play tighter this game. That was quite bad on my part. All right, I would like to play first, and I would like to be smarter about things. Okay, I'll keep it. Lands and spells. Well, we got a gift earlier on in this league. It's only fair that we give somebody else a gift, right? That's how karma works, right? Alright, Crasher. See if we can maybe kill something and then untap and throw a Crasher down. Now there is a decision to just Lightning Strike our opponent. Let's do the math on that. If we Lightning Strike, we're down to 5 cards. Next turn up to 6, down 2, down to 4, then up to 5. Then Hazoret and a land would be down to 3. So no, we couldn't cast Hazoret anyways. So we're just going to run out of Crasher to get killed. Crasher down. Alright, Crasher of their own. I think this is going to be a Lightning Strike target. Not a bad Chain Whirler as well. Forces our opponent to exert, and then we can just decide to kill it. I don't know. If our opponent goes Phoenix, I really want to be able to have a Chain Whirler as an answer. It's interesting. Could just go Hazoret too. I think that's a little aggressive. Yeah, we'll just do a Chain Whirler for now. Now we got 2 different ways to kill this Crasher. And I think we're going to choose Magma Spray. Saving the Chandra's defeat for a Glorybringer. That's really what we're afraid of here. Chain Whirler of their own. Well, now we have the choice between just playing a Hazoret or Lightning Striking and holding up Chandra's defeat and then playing a Hazoret next turn if we top deck a land. Kind of like that because I want this dead anyways. Alright. Hopefully we can just take over the game with one of these Hazorets. And we kind of want our opponent to Glorybringer here. We're giving him an opening. Ooh, do not want a Hazoret. Ew. Well, we're still winning the damage race. Now we're pretty forced into playing a Hazoret. And now our opponent has a great Glorybringer turn, so this could work out bad for us, but we have to get cards out of our hand. Oh, that's not that. That's perfect. Okay, well, that's fine. Alright, so now we can discard Hazoret and a Braid. That seems good. Yeah, discard Hazoret to Hazoret. Our opponent can't get low enough here. Oh, I had to Braid first. What am I doing? Oh, my... Oh, that was terrible. Just terrible. Well, this is not my impressive match here. I'm still going to show it because this is our trophy match, but this is not a well-played game or match of Magic. Jeez. Well, we don't deserve to win this one, that's for sure. Wow, that was bad. Opponent still takes 3. Would have taken 5 down to 3. Ugh. I don't know if anybody saw the finals of the Pro Tour that Paulo won, or the semifinals where the player didn't get down to 2 cards and lost because of it. That kind of feels similar now. Chain Whirler. Well, I kind of like just Chandra's defeating Chain Whirler and attacking. See where that gets us. Our opponent's probably just going to discard and maybe eat a Chain Whirler, which we're okay with. Yep, just discarding a card. Our opponent was Hazoret flooded as well. Now they have an interesting choice, because if I have a Lightning Strike, not blocking the Hazoret and they're just dead. Or maybe if I just attacked correctly last turn, they'd just be dead. That would be nice. Alright. Opponent makes the safer play, goes down to 5. We're going to play a Chain Whirler, putting them to 4. And hope that that is enough. Let's hope my loose play is not punished in game 2 at least. It for sure was punished in game 1. Opponent went Harvesters. Lightning Strike takes down 1. Our opponent is still dead on board. Second Hazoret. Yep, still dead on board. Okay, well, we win this game despite of horrendous play on my part here. Wow. All right, well, we punted 2 games in a row and won one of them. Maybe we can play correctly and win a game. That would be nice. Oh, that was bad. That was so bad. Okay, mono red on the draw now. I significantly, I don't want a single Chandra in my deck, and I don't want a single Hardikiran. I want to go up on removal, increase Doomfalls. I kind of want to take out Crasher. So they have too many 1-mana removal spells. I guess I could see that. 1-1. I don't like it. Yeah, we're going to do 2 Chandras here on the draw. Hardikiran's just so bad against the mono red version. We still got enough ways to deal with Harvester. Maybe we can Doomfall away a god if we're lucky. Yeah, we'll try it. Okay, let's see if we can play tighter here on our final game of this Black-Red Reload edition of Droppin Baums. Let's see if we can get a trophy. That would be nice. Black-Red has treated me good in the past. Let's see if it can continue. So this is a very good offensive hand. It's not the best defensive hand, but we're definitely not mulliganing this hand ever. But this is a hand that could just get run over, so we'll see. Got that Chandra that I never am too excited about. Earthshaker Kenra. Yep, no Chain Whirlers for us. Stop drawing heavy stuff. Alright, we'll get a Scrounger out there to get a little offense of our own. Might have to just unlicense something. Yeah, something like a Chain Whirler we'd definitely just unlicense. Something like that, maybe not. And a Braid is a pretty decent draw. And we're for sure going to attack. Now, I don't hate just playing another Scrounger here. There's no 4-drop that we're really afraid of to unlicense here. I mean, Hazoret we can't kill, so I think we might just want to be trying to get aggressive since our creatures are bigger. force them to use an Abrade on a creature that's coming back. And now maybe if we draw land and we're not under too much pressure, we can go Chandra, tick up, Abrade something. That's always a great play. Harvester. Yeah, Chandra, tick up, kill Harvester would be awesome. Land. Woo! Let's go. Yeah, or we have the option of Phoenix, but I think this Chandra play really forces our opponent's hand to deal with that instead of killing us. So I think this could be nice. Plus that Harvester is very bad. We're still losing the race. All right, and we cross our fingers. We got good cards in hand, though, so we got a chance at this. Like a Lightning Strike takes down the Chandra, plus we take 2. Crasher would just take it down. If he doesn't take down Chandra, we get to start Glorybringering and stuff. Might be able to do that anyway. Oh, wow, just face. Just going face. That's scary. Land. Yep, we still wanted a land here. Now we can tick down Chandra on this, exert on this. I think that seems like the best. Or we could go Phoenix, tick up for mana, and unlicense on the Crasher. Let's check out damage-wise. We're, no matter what, putting him to 11 with the Scrounger. What are we afraid of here? One Lightning Strike wouldn't do it, but a Lightning Strike and a Shock would do it, I think, no matter what. Land Hezeret is not a play. We don't have to worry about Hezeret. So I really think just dealing with 2 creatures, putting our opponent down to 7... And then we have lethal the next turn, because then we can tick up for 2 on Chandra, unlicense something, and attack with Scrounger. Yep, we'll try it. Alright, we'll kill this. We're dead to two burn spells, but I think we're dead to that regardless of the play we make, so. And exert. Boom. And now we really cross our fingers? No. 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 Oh no, we're dead. We're dead. Double Lightning Strike. Needed the land. Well, we did not deserve to win that match after our play anyways. That was, sorry about that, guys. That was some bad play on my part. Yeah, we put ourselves in a position where we maybe could have won that, but yeah, that's okay. I hope you all enjoyed this little red-black reboot. I know there was a lot of you out there that really wanted to get some more notes on red-black or something. I hope I did a good job of kind of explaining all the thought processes of it, and I hope you all have great luck at your RPTQs coming up, your GPs. I know Pittsburgh's coming soon. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys, and we'll see you next week for our normal Droppin Bombs. Have a good one. Bye.